Yo, what it do, fatherpreneurs? Listen, you want to make money on the line, and I want to help you make money online. But if you're going to make money online, there's some things you're absolutely going to need. You're going to need a brand with some authority. You're going to need a good product to sell that solves a big enough problem for enough people. But that product, if you're going to become successful at selling it, has to be easy for you to explain, easy for your prospects to understand, and easy for you to deliver, especially if you're new to all of this make money online world. That's why, in my opinion, the best place to start is with an online community, because it has all of those elements rolled up into one. And today we're on part 3 of a multi-part series. And I'm going to be sharing with you how to get the content that you need to share within that community that makes it valuable, that make people want to pay for it month in, month out, over and over and over, and they'll stick with you a long time so you can build up that passive income empire that we always talk about. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand if you already have one, smash that subscribe button, and let's kick it this morning. All right, fellas, let's talk about the top 7 ways for you to build a content curriculum for your community and a schedule that allows you to deliver a high value that people will pay for month in and month out. But before we get into that, real quick, if you do not know me, I am Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur and founder of the Fatherpreneur Success Academy, an online community for men just like you who want to take your gifts, talents, experience, and expertise, turn them into a passive income empire, leveraging the right tools, systems, automation, and AI. I'm your guy. Go to CortezHustle.com. You can join 100% for free. We also have a coaching program and a software system that will allow you to execute on everything that we teach, called the Fatherpreneur Sidekick. You can check that out on CortezHustle.com as well. So if you're building a business on the internet and you want to make money online, it's my humble opinion that the best way to do that, y'all, especially for someone who is brand new, is to launch an online community. And whether it's a free community or a paid community, it has those elements that we started out with in the beginning. Most people struggle with making money on the internet because they never get good at explaining the problem that they solve, how their product solves it. And then sometimes, because you don't explain it well, people don't understand exactly how it's going to help them. Therefore, they don't buy. Therefore, you lose confidence and you want to give up on entrepreneurship altogether. No, those are just some skills that you need to develop. And that's why we have our community, so we can help you develop those skills. You don't have to do this stuff alone, but your online community is going to allow you to build something that automatically brands you as an authority. It's going to allow you to sell products and services that people understand and they're easy to explain. And because people are going to get the product in your community, it becomes incredibly easy for you to deliver the product, so you don't have to worry about a whole lot of back end. I'm telling you, this is the simplest way to build an online business that can scale as big as you want. And once you grow your community to a certain level, if you want to pivot and maybe start writing books, maybe you want to start doing courses, maybe you want to start hosting events, all of that stuff can come out of you building first an online community. So one of the things that you absolutely have to understand with your online community is, how are you going to create a curriculum that solves the problem? How are you going to create the content that people are going to come to love and engage with so that they stay in your community? Whether your community is free or paid, you've got to be giving the people something. You got to be solving some problems for the people. So today, I'm going to give you the 7 best practices for creating a content curriculum and schedule, so that you can roll your content out in a systematic format. It's not going to tax you, but it's going to be incredibly valuable for your community. So on our list, let's get right down to business. Number 1 of our top 7 best practices for building an online or a content curriculum for your community is identify your community's core needs and pain points. We started building a community for myself, and I share with you what my community actually looks like. The community that I'm building is called Local Biz Marketing Academy. What are the pain points for local businesses when it comes to marketing? They don't have time. They don't have the money. They don't have the skills. They don't understand where to focus their attention. Some people say local businesses should be all about social media. Other people say they need to be doing a lot more email marketing. Some people say they need text message marketing campaigns, and they just got a whole bunch of information that they got to sift and sort through. So I'm building a community that simplifies all of that stuff for them. So you, as someone who wants to build an online community, you've got to get your community's core needs and pain points down, right? So before creating content, you need to understand your community's biggest challenges. Survey your audience or check common questions within your group to create content that solves their problems. With our Fatherpreneur Sidekick community building system, we have something called channels that you can use and sort your content. But we also have something called a survey builder that you can use. So you can gather insights directly from your community and make sure your curriculum addresses the topics they care about most. You can also do this across all of your social media platforms. One of the things that I would do on my Local Biz Marketers page is, what is the number one thing you're struggling with in business when it comes to marketing? And I can then sift through those answers and determine what type of content I can create for my community. And then those who answer, I can invite them directly into the community. Now, we did a whole series on how to use ChatGPT to do some of this stuff, but tomorrow I'm going to show you how to train ChatGPT on everything that you need Chat to know about you, your business, your target audience, and all of that stuff. And it's going to be incredibly easy for you to come up with the content, but you got to know your pain points of your target audience. Number 2, our top 7 ways to build a solid content curriculum and schedule for your community. Break down your content into pillars or modules. Create a content roadmap by organizing your knowledge into key pillars or modules. So for me, I always like to start with mindset, but then I also know that my local biz marketing community, they need to understand email marketing. They need to understand reputation management. They need to understand lead generation and customer acquisition. They need to know social media marketing. So those are just some pillars that I can build for my community. In the comments below, what are the top 3 or 4 pillars that you can bring information to that will serve your community, right? These pillars will be the backbone of your content curriculum and ensure your community gets a well-rounded education. So in our system, I was mentioning this before, the Fatherpreneur Sidekick, we can organize our content by having different channels within our community. So if I go here, and I'm going to do this with you guys live tomorrow, but our only channel I have is our announcement channel. So when you set up your community in our system, it's going to create your announcements channel by default. But then you see down here, I can add the other channels. In fact, let me just add one real quick so you'll see how it goes. So right now, I know that reputation management is something that local businesses need to understand, how to get more reviews and how to use those reviews to grow their businesses, right? How to get more reviews and build a solid online reputation. All right. And then I wish they had, they got an email. They got an email here, but I wish they had a like a 5-star deal. So I'll just use the 1-star there. And then I'm going to create this channel. So now this is me grouping my content or creating my content pillars. And then I would just do that over and over. What are some of the other content pillars that I know my community will be asking questions about over and over and over again? So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the top 7 ways to create a content curriculum and schedule for your community, whether you're building your community in Go HighLevel, whether you're building your community on Patreon, whether you're building your community on Mighty Networks, or I'm hoping that you're using the Fatherpreneur Sidekick, which is our version of Go HighLevel, because you get my coaching to go along with that. But either way, number one, you have to identify your community's core needs and pain points, and then you're going to break down those pain points into content pillars. Number 3 on our list, the top 7 ways to build a content curriculum for your community is to set a consistent content release schedule. It's up to you to decide when you are building your content schedule. It's, hey, when can your community expect to hear from you on a regular basis? Are you going to be like me and hammer out content every single day? Or are you going to drop new and fresh content every Tuesday and Thursday, for instance? Are you a once a week type of person, right? You have to help them understand when they can expect to hear from you, and it builds up that anticipation. So consistency is crucial to keeping your community engaged. Decide how often you'll post new content, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and stick to that schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Aim for a balance of regularity and quality to avoid overwhelming your members, right? They want to hear from you on a regular cadence, but you want to be mindful of your community so that you don't push out so much content that they are overwhelmed, right? So you can use our calendar system inside of our Fatherpreneur Sidekick to automate your content schedule and send reminders or notifications to your members in your community when new content is available. So understand that content and consistency is king. But let me say this. There's 3 forms of consistency that I like to preach. Number 1, the consistency in terms of the quantity that you post. How often will you show up in front of your community? What's going on? I see Mike on scene. Pritchard Enterprises in the building as well. Give me 3 of your content pillars for the information you're going to share within your community, guys. List those if you're in a position to type. You got to be consistently in front of your audience. But when I talk about quantity, I don't want you to just come up with some arbitrary number. I want you to think about a cadence that you're going to be able to stick to based on your primary way of communicating, where you're the most effective, you're the most efficient, and you have the most fun, y'all. If this stuff ain't fun for y'all, it's going to be hard to stick to it. Can you tell that I love to do videos, right? This stuff is fun for me. I love talking about this stuff. If I had to write a blog post as often as I do these videos, I wouldn't stick with it. So consistently in front of your audience, consistency with the quality of your content. I didn't start my content marketing journey with background singers and lights and all this kind of stuff because that's too fancy for me to practically keep up with that stuff. And when you come out and you show up too big in the beginning, it just gives you too many excuses, right? I started with my doggone cell phone and a talking head video sharing my knowledge. And that allowed me to be consistent because I always have my phone with me and I always have something to say. If I only did videos in my office, my home office, for instance, or if I was renting out a studio to do videos, which I do from time to time, but that's not what my audience expects from me. They expect for me to show up, usually just talking head, giving some some value and crushing it like that. When I do a highly polished video, they appreciate that, but that's not what they are used to. That's not what they're expecting every time. So be careful of that. And then the third form of consistency, you got to be consistent on brand, on message. Don't be all over the place. I am here for fathers who want to make money online, particularly a passive income online. And everything that I talk about on this channel is in relation to how to do that more efficiently, effectively, or how to just do it all together, or how to develop the mindset to be consistent at doing it. Though, like, I have literally cut everything else out of this channel because you got to tell these platforms who you're talking to and what you want to be known for. So, number 4 on our list, if you're just tuning in, we're talking the top 7 ways to build a content curriculum and schedule for your online community, because I feel that it is the easiest thing to start with if you're trying to make money online, especially as someone who is brand new. Number 4, mix up your content formats. Keep your community engaged by offering a variety of content formats, such as videos, articles, live Q&A sessions, and downloadable resources. Variety prevents content fatigue and keeps members coming back for a different experience. How could you use our system to do that? Well, the Fatherpreneur Sidekick has video hosting and file sharing built in, so you can easily upload and share different content formats. Organize videos and resources by topic using the channels feature, so members can explore content that fits their preferred learning style. So again, we've got these channels inside of our community, and I can not only have reputation management. When they go to reputation management, there's going to be some videos in there. There's going to be some ebooks that help them with reputation management. There's going to be probably, I'm pretty sure, a link to a micro course that they can take to learn reputation management. And then, of course, an offer, how they can hire my agency to help them set up their reputation management system, right? But you got to mix it up, people. All right. So number 4, that was number 4. Number 5 on our list, right? We're talking the top 7 ways to build a content curriculum, because one of the things that I know y'all gonna say is, Cortez, okay, I trust you that you said the easiest thing for me to do is start a community. But what am I gonna say to these people, right? How am I going to deliver? What am I going to give them? Well, stick around, because at the end of this video, I'm also going to show you where you can go and buy content that can help you get this thing started, at least until you develop your own voice. But before I share that with y'all, I just want to remind you that, hey, man, if you need a good coach, I want to be that for you, right? Our Fatherpreneur Success Coaching Program is not only our free community where you can network, you get free resources, tools, training, get to access questions and all of that stuff, but we also have a coaching program that includes the Fatherpreneur Sidekick, which is our white label version of Go HighLevel. It comes with all the tools, all the resources that you need to build a business online, including our community builder, where you can build your own online community and have 100% control of what goes into it, who you let in, how much you want to charge, and all of that. Plus, you get my coaching for free on how to set all of that stuff up. All you got to do is go over to CortezHustle.com, check out you can join the free community right there on that page, but you'll also see what's included in our paid coaching program, CortezHustle.com. So let's continue with our top 7 ways for you to build a content curriculum for your community, guys, because when you get this part down packed, then filling your community should be relatively easy. Of course, on Friday, we're going to talk about how to fill your community as well. So number 5 on our list, create a content calendar with themes. This is by far the easiest thing for you to do to stay consistent in front of your audience, consistent on message, and consistent with the quality of your content. Plan your content in advance with monthly or weekly themes. Marketing Mondays, Mindset Week. This provides structure to your curriculum and allows members to focus on specific topics each week of the month or each month, depending on how you decide to do that, right? So how can you use our system to do that? Well, guess what? Go HighLevel and the Fatherpreneur Sidekick has what's called workflows. These are automations that you can set up, and you can automatically release content based on the themes or schedules that you set. This makes content delivery seamless and ensures consistency without constant manual effort. If you're going to get in this game, y'all, and I know as fathers, we work jobs, we coach you sports, we have, if you're married like me, then you've got date nights and time that you got to give to your honey. Like you got a lot, I run the AV for our church. I run the soundboard. Like you got a lot of stuff that you are committed to. And sometimes you don't necessarily have the time, but if you learn how to batch create your content based on themes and then schedule that out, it becomes incredibly simple for you to do. And then we have a content post scheduler that you can use, and we'll get into a lot of that in a future training. But think about the month that we are in. We're in October. You could very easily do something in the month of October that's about fall, that's about Halloween. Next month, we've got Thanksgiving coming up. So think about already today, what kind of content are you going to create for Thanksgiving? What about Brown Thursday, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday? What about kicking off your Christmas campaign so that as soon as that Thanksgiving holiday is over, you're right into what you're doing for Christmas? Like it's not like we don't know this stuff is coming up every month, right? And I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself, right? Because I don't think about, oh man, I should have had a Halloween campaign set up. Oh, I should be thinking about building out a Thanksgiving campaign to grow my community, to special offers and promotions and things of that nature. It's happening to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Other companies are doing this to us. As entrepreneurs, we got to learn from them and make sure that we're doing it to our followers, to our prospects, to our customers and clients, but of course, with being ethical and moral with how we respond and take responsibility for sharing ourselves and growing our communities. So number 6 on our list, after you've created your themes, you want to incorporate member-driven content and feedback. Do not be afraid to ask people what they think. Do not be afraid to give people a platform who understand the mission and who are completely bought in. Do not be afraid to ask for your top community members to jump on a call with you and share their experience, right? User-generated content is some of the highest converting content in all of online marketing. You want to make money? Get other people talking about you, right? My brand has a lot to do with what I say about me and what I promise to do for other people. My reputation is what other people say about me and how well what I do works for them. So always keep that in mind. If you can get user-generated content, then you are off to the races. So keep your community involved by incorporating member feedback and allowing them to suggest topics or contribute content. This increases engagement and it helps you create content that's highly relevant to your audience. I do it every day. My man Mike on scene, I asked for 3 things that he can build pillars around: storytelling, content, and community support. What is that? That's user-generated content. And then when you're doing things like this and you have the opportunity to bring their content on the screen and show it to everybody, that's user-generated content. Write this down. I got this from an 8-figure course creator named Sunny Lenarduzzi. She said, all people want to do is feel felt. When you're building a brand and you're trying to build a following, your primary focus should be, how do I make more people feel felt? And when you're asking for people's opinion, and then when they give their opinion and you acknowledge their opinion, that makes them feel felt. Whether you actually execute on their suggestions or not, the acknowledgement makes people feel felt. So I try to do that on these live streams, right? Even though sometimes it breaks my train of thought and sends me all over the place, it's worth it because I wanted you guys to know that I value your time. You come and hang out with me every day. I value that, right? So with Go HighLevel, our discussion channels or create polls, or you can create polls to ask your members which topics they want to see covered next or to gather feedback on existing content. So if you're just tuning in, we're going all the way in on how can you create a content curriculum or content schedule based on the community that you want to build and what you want to be known for. And these are our top 7. And again, if you hang around with me for a couple more minutes, I'm going to show you where you can go and get some good content that will help you if you're new to all of this and you're like, Cortez, I got the stuff in my head, but I don't necessarily know how to organize it in a way to present it and give value. I'm going to show you a cheat sheet here in a second. Last but not least on our list of the top 7 ways to build a content curriculum and or a content schedule for your community to provide super high value is repost and recycle evergreen content. Don't feel pressure to always create brand new content. Repurpose previous content that's still relevant, like turning a webinar into a mini course or an article into an infographic. This helps you maintain consistency without always needing to create something from scratch. You can use Go HighLevel's replay and recording features to store and share previous webinars, live sessions, and trainings in your community's content library. There's 3 forms of content, y'all. There's content that you create. Right now, I am creating content based on what I want to teach. There's content that you curate. That would be me sharing somebody else's dope content with my community saying, hey, today I ran across this video and it really inspired me. Or I learned these 3 things. I thought it would be helpful for you. And I shared that in my community. That's content I curate, y'all. You don't always have to be creating anything. You can literally share the things that you are learning from. If I share my top book list from my Audible, that's content that I curated. If I go to my Audible library and I just share with you some of my recent reads, right? The Intelligent Investor, 100 Million Leads from Alex Hormozi, Atomic Habits, Key Person of Influence, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, Influence New and Expanded, Oversubscribed, 10x is easier than 2x. That's curated content. That's not content that I created, but based on my habits of reading and listening to books, that's something that I can share because I curated content. And then the third type of content I was sharing this with one of my students just yesterday, is documentation. This is showing people what's happening in your life as an entrepreneur, what's happening around your life as an entrepreneur, what's happening to your life because of entrepreneurship. The growth, sharing your thoughts and emotions as you, like he wrote his first book and became a published author this month. I said, bro, do content sharing people how you feel now that you are a published author. That's documentation. Creation, curation, documentation. Between those three buckets, you should be able to come up with something every single day, y'all, when it comes to content, if that's your cadence. So last thing I want to show you guys real quick, because some of y'all, even with documentation, curation, and creation, y'all like, man, Cortez, still, I don't know what to say. Right? One of my students called me yesterday, said, Cortez, can you give me some thoughts? I want to go live, but what should I say? So if you think documentation, creation, curation, then that should help you with your content creation journey. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is, if you are 100% new to building a business online, especially when it comes to content creation, I'm going to share with you guys this link, and you can go set up a free account and you're going to get some free credit. So let me put this link in the comments real quick. And you guys should know by now that I am an affiliate. So when they give you some free credits, they're going to give me some free credits too. But let me just show you. If you go sign up for a free account, they're going to give you 12 free credits. And if you're struggling with how to give value to your community, like you might be saying, well, Cortez, I got the information in my head, but I don't know how to create a download. I don't know how to create a slide deck. Well, I can come over here and look at products. And let's say, because I'm in business, my community is around business, I go to the business and marketing category. Once I get inside the business and marketing category, now I can look at the different types of content that I can purchase, right? Look, Anthony said, I turned off my more for this, right? So because I'm teaching marketing skills, I can come in here and I can look at, okay, let's look at all of the products and bundles that they have in the area of marketing. So look, I can come in here and for 15 credits, I can buy this ebook. Get out of here. I can buy this ebook on how to start an online store for your business. Boom. Because it's called PLR, that means that PLR stands for private label rights. That means that content, once I buy the private label rights, I can change the cover. I can put my picture on it. I can change the title. I can change the words on the inside, all of that. Now it becomes my thing. I put my name on there as the author, and then I can go and either sell it to my community or give it to my community for free. Right? That like I want y'all to think about the power in this, y'all. Look at this one right here. Because I teach marketing, would it be advantageous for me to have a bundle of products that says mastering the art of Instagram marketing? Let's just go to that bundle real quick and show you all of the different things that they're going to give me if I purchase this bundle. And now I can take this content, brand it as myself or my own, but this can become my curriculum. Listen, y'all. So in this bundle, there is a coaching workshop and slide deck. There is an ebook. There is one worksheet, and then there is an action guide. So this is how you can position yourself as an authority. I'm going to come down here, and this is the slide deck. So anybody who knows anything about doing presentations, I could tell my community, hey, on Thursday, we're going to do a live webinar, and I'm going to share with you how to master the art of Instagram marketing. Boom. And I come and I share this slide deck with them. I record it, and boom, that's my content. I can then say, for those of you who attend the live masterclass on how to master the art of Instagram, I'm going to give you the ebook for free. Right? Here's the ebook. Or I could come in, if I wanted to stretch this thing out, there are 5 chapters. So every week I can do 1 chapter from this ebook as my content for the week. So that gives me content for 5 straight weeks. And for those of you wondering, will it make sense, or how can I continue to provide value if I am charging people, say, $47 a month to be a part of my community? Well, guess what, y'all? That's 5 weeks of content right there. I give them a chapter a week from the book. And after week 5, I tell them where they can go and download the ebook. Then after those 5 weeks, let me go back because I want to show y'all, like, some of what we're making this stuff too hard. After those 5 weeks, I can come in here and buy another. I can come in here and buy another bundle. Let me show y'all. I can come in here and buy another bundle. Maybe after those 5 weeks, I get this bundle, the ultimate guide to full funnel marketing, and I can teach them all about funnels. Or I can come down here and buy this bundle and teach them paid versus organic trafficking, organic traffic. Which one is best for you? And all of these bundles come with ebooks and slide decks and articles and blog posts and worksheets. I can come down here and say how to write a money-making sales page and teach them how to write sales pages. Remember the movie The Great Gatsby? They asked him, how did he become a college professor and he never went to college? He said, I just stayed 1 chapter ahead of the students. You need to learn this stuff anyway. You read it and study it a week before, and then you come in, teach it 1 week at a time. That keeps you, man, listen. Yeah. All right, y'all. Open office hours are about to open. We're going to wrap this session up because I'm getting a little emotional and I don't want to start yelling at y'all. CortezHustle.com/open office hours. There is no shortage of ways for you to bring value to a community. And some of you guys are thinking, Cortez, I don't want to position myself as an authority. I don't want to pretend that I know all of this stuff. You don't have to. I can start this community and say, hey, y'all, I'm learning this subject. I created a free community for you guys to come and learn with me. All you got to do is go to CortezHustle.com to join for free, and we're going to learn together. And then instead of me teaching the material, I can say, hey, y'all, this for the next month, we're going to master Instagram marketing. Here's an ebook I want y'all to download. And then every week, we're going to get on Zoom and discuss each chapter. I'm going to do a chapter a week. See, without saying I'm a master of this subject, without saying I'm the guru of this subject, I still position myself as the authority because I'm leading the book club. I still position myself as an authority because it's my community that they're in. They're joining my list when they... All right, I said we was going to be done. Open office hours, CortezHustle.com/open office hours. If you have questions tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to train ChatGPT to help have ChatGPT help you create content for your community. But you don't want ChatGPT going and get random stuff. You want ChatGPT to be able to understand who you are as an entrepreneur, who your target market is, your products and services that you offer, and help you come up with your content pillars, your mission, and your vision statement, and all of that. We're going to do that tomorrow. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and come back. And if you got questions, jump into open office hours, CortezHustle.com/open office hours. I hope to see you there. Until then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it.